Hi Stampers! Today we're going to be making this little Merry Christmas box that's actually a little pouch. And it holds a giant cookie. This happens to be a Mrs. Fields Snickerdoodle cookie. And I'm just going to show you how to make this. It's a great little project to make for a nice quick little gift for someone that you'd love to give something really special to. So let's get going. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock, and this is cut 11 inches long by 5 inches wide. You're going to score the cardstock at 1 inch, 5.5 inches, and 6.5 inches. And go ahead and fold on those score lines. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to actually have a piece of designer series paper, and this is from the Frostwood Lodge collection, and this is a beautiful paper for the holidays right now. And I've taken a piece of the red plaid paper that's in there, and this is actually cherry cobbler. And this is cut 4 3/4 inches by 4 inches, and that little panel will fit perfectly on there. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply that with a little bit of snail adhesive. And we'll set that right on the front cover of our little cookie pouch. And I've also cut another little piece. It's actually a little piece of scrap paper from that. And this is cut 4 3/4 inches long by 1/4 inch wide. And again, we're just going to apply a little bit of snail on that, making sure that we get it down real good. And this little piece is going to go on the little flap that folds down. It just kind of gives it just a little accent there, and you can kind of see how that looks now. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take just a little 1/8 inch paper piercer, and we're going to go ahead and pierce a hole right in the top lid, right in the center here. Let me make sure I'm getting this pretty centered. Okay, that looks pretty good. And through that little hole, we're going to go ahead and place a brad, and this is from the collection of brads, that's the antique brads. And there's all kinds of different brads in here. I want to show you and open this up. They're really some very, very big brads, and then there's some smaller ones in here as well. So we're going to be using one of the smaller ones. And we're going to go ahead and just put that right through the hole and open up the back. And that little part is all done. Now the only way to secure this then is we're going to take a couple little Velcro buttons, and these I just got at the craft store. And I'm actually going to cut these Velcro buttons in half because you don't need this great big huge one on this project. So when you do that, how you're going to actually apply this is you're going to take the 2 halves of your Velcro, and you're going to go ahead and place them together and make sure they're lined up. And you're going to take the glue, the paper off of the glue side of just one side and place it where you need it to go. And we're going to place it right over the brad area. And the other piece, you're not going to take the glue off just yet, or the paper backing off to reveal the glue. We just want to make sure it's going to go on there properly. So now we're going to go ahead and take the paper off. And then you're going to go ahead and secure this down where you want it to go. And press down. And that way you'll have it in the exact spot so that it closes properly. So now we'll open it up, and there's where your little dot is. Okay, so that little part's done. So the only thing we have to do now is just decorate the front. I've already taken a small piece of black cardstock and a saying from the Bright Hopes Christmas stamp set, and I went ahead and stamped it in basic black. And then I just took a little sponge and with some early espresso, and I went ahead and sponged around the Whisper white paper just to kind of give it a little bit of an aged look. And that's going to be our saying here at the bottom. We're not going to attach that just yet because we're going to take another piece of Whisper white cardstock, and using our scallop punch, I'm just going to go ahead and punch out one scallop. then we're going to go ahead and take our paper piercer and our mat and go ahead and make some little holes right around the scallop area. And you don't even have to go all the way around because most of this is going to be covered. But we'll just go ahead and go around so that way we don't have to worry about which side is going to be sticking out. Then again, I took another little bit of early espresso ink and a sponge, excuse me. And I sponged around this. Whoops, want to get that off my mat. Sponged around this, again, to just kind of give it that aged look. And just a little tip on sponging. When you're sponging something, the way to control it the best way is to go from the outside in. So you're going to take your sponge and go from the outside in. If you go like this, you have a tendency to have a heavier hand, and sometimes you get really dark spots that you maybe don't want. And this way you can really control it, because if you want it darker, lighter, whatever, you can go around it again if you need to. This is a really dark ink, and as you can see, it's just giving it just a little bit of color on there. So you really have a much better control if you do it from the outside in. This little piece is actually going to go behind the Merry Christmas. So we'll go ahead and start securing this back together here. And what I'm going to use is a little bit of Tombow just to apply it directly to the back of my tag. We'll just see. I'm going to put it about there. And then to apply the tag to the card, I'm going to be using a couple of dimensionals. So we'll go ahead and put those on the back. And we'll take off the paper backing here and apply that on the card. And then the only other thing I've really added to this little tag is I've taken a small piece of ribbon, 1/8 inch black ribbon, and we're going to go ahead and just apply that just to the side here just to give it a little bit more interest. And I'm going to be using one of our mini glue dots. And the best way to do this is just to take your little ribbon, press it right onto the glue dot, and I'm sure you probably can't see that very well with the camera, but there's a little tiny glue dot right there. Just press it on, and you're going to apply it right down onto the card. Then in the set, that's called Stitched Felt. These are so cute. These are the new little stitched felt accessories, and this is called Winter Wishes. There's a little wreaths in here, the little tiny mittens, and there's some snowflakes in here, and there's also some mistletoe in here as well. We're going to be using the little tiny mittens. Oh my God, these are the cutest little thing in the world. And we're going to be applying those. So what I did is I just kind of wrapped it around where I wanted it to be, and then I took a little piece of Scotch tape and I put that right on the inside to kind of hold it in place. So we'll do that. And then on the outside, to hold the mittens in place on the outside of the part, I put a couple little mini glue dots on there again. So again, we're just going to be taking our glue dot, pressing our little mitten to the glue dot, and then pressing it down where you want it. Okay. It's a little bit harder on the felt. You might have to press it a little bit harder. But that basically gets your little mittens on there. So those are unsecured. Now the only thing we have to add is our cookie. And we've got, again, a giant Mrs. Fields cookie. And this is the chocolate chip. And what I did with that one is I took a very large pop dot. This is the much larger sizes, and you can probably see these better on the camera there. And I just went ahead and applied one pop dot to the back of the cookie, and then I just placed it right inside the envelope. And that'll hold it in place. And you just have to close this and secure it. And you have a cute little cookie pouch ready to give as a great gift. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.